Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it is quite early this morning, New Year's Day, at least that's what they're telling us. And I have personally some things I have to do and go today, so I'll be gone all day. So I'm making my video a little early. I hope everyone had a safe evening and morning. My guess is that a big bulk of my listeners probably stayed home, chilled. Maybe it was fairly normal. Maybe it was like me. You just went to bed earlier than even normal. Who knows? But it is a new day and a new year. And bringing the new year in, gas flowing into Europe through Ukraine, which is something that I don't think a lot of people have even really thought about, that throughout this whole war between Russia and Ukraine, where there's been hundreds of thousands of deaths, all kinds of destruction, that the whole time Russia has gas pipelines running through Ukraine. Ukraine hasn't touched them. The war itself hasn't touched them. So that means that both parties, the Russians and the Ukrainians, have, planned and fought with the intention of not affecting those gas pipelines, because those gas pipelines flow into Europe. Well, starting today, Russia is shutting those down, and so there's no gas flowing into Europe. It's winter time. It's cold. It gets cold in Europe, and so there's no gas flowing in, and a big bulk of the heating fuel that Europe uses comes from Russia. Now, of course, Donald Trump, the United States, has said, well, you can just buy from us. And it probably will, because I don't know where else they're going to get it. But that's happening. It's putting pressure on Europe to put pressure on Ukraine to stop this. So we'll see, or to support it, one way or the other. But I think that's a pretty significant escalation. Donald Trump last night at his own New Year's Eve party was interviewed and asked about this H-1B visa thing, where they're bringing, not illegals, but they're bringing foreigners into this country as for workers. And he once again said that he agrees with it, and that even though, and he denied saying that he disagreed with it in the past. He said that's not true, even though there is video of what apparently is him saying he disagrees with the program. Anyways, the main thing is he said that we're going to be bringing a lot of people in. A lot of people, need a lot of people. We're going to have a need for a lot of jobs. And, if the things that he's talked about throughout the campaign of rebuilding the manufacturing base in the United States does happen, that he's right in that sense, that there's going to be a need for workers. But, man, why not just get them from here in the United States? And I know, well, they're not motivated, they're not skilled, all this kind of stuff. I understand that, and I'm trying to have a balanced view of this. And I've always been the one to say that I don't have a problem with legal immigration as long as it's done right and people are vetted and they come here with the right intent. I think my big problem with this is that it's not that, the door is open to certain people that go through the proper process. It's that the door is open and you're yelling to the world, please come here, and we're going to bring people here. We're going to encourage, we're going to advertise. That I have a problem. This replacing one set of folks with another set of folks. And I don't know. I have a problem with it. And it's not just me, because online, there's a lot of talk about how Trump seems to have already turned his back, at least in some ways, on his base. And so, there's still plenty of people that's still praising the things that he does, that's not speaking anything negative of him. But more and more, there are people that are like, hey, I still like him in some ways, but a lot of these positions that he's appointed people to and the policies that he's talked about just doesn't sound like the same person. So that's happening, and I think what that tells me is it's that this year's going to be probably nothing what you think it is. You know, I said that yesterday, that it's still unwritten, and the odds are it's going to be crazy, but who knows and what kind of crazy it's going to be. And I think the more that we hear this stuff from the incoming administration that sounds different from what everyone was told for the last 6-12 months, yeah, I think who knows what's going to happen. I think we are still in for a very bumpy ride, and we still have to continually prepare for that, because there's things that, like I've said recently, of the economy. I don't really personally see that Trump is going to have that much control to prevent economic problems. He's even said that, alluded to it himself. So that problem is there. The morality, the decay in morality in the United States, that's going to be there regardless. There are certain issues that I don't know that he's going to be able to affect at all. And then the ones that he can affect, we'll see how well that works. So the point is just because there's a new president coming in doesn't mean that everything's okay. We're still there's still a lot of problems. The big globalist, deep state, Illuminati, New World Order is still there, folks. And they're still working to fully implement their plan. And now we're going into 2025, which is just that much closer to their plans being fully implemented. You know, if you read, it's not just 2030. Most of the publications and stuff that they put out is that they want most of these policies and these things put into place by 2027. So that's now only 2 years away. That means a lot of stuff's going to continue to change. And we need to continually be prepared for that. You know, I've heard from so many people on this channel and other places that, you know, well, maybe things aren't that bad. Maybe things will slow down. Maybe things will improve. In some ways they might, but I wouldn't hold my breath very long, because it looks like that while things will certainly change and be different, that the direction, the overall direction that we're going is the same. And there's probably not much of anything that you and I can do about it other than just take care of ourselves, take care of what we do have control over, our families and our communities, and continue to prepare for those. I would love for this to be a prosperous, peaceful, you know, kind of 180 reversal year, but I don't see that happening. So continue to prepare, continue to get ready. You know, one thing that it's hard to make specific videos topics of it, but this decaying in morality and just kind of insanity. You know, I've talked recently about, you know, the woman in the subway at New York that, you know, was lit on fire, and then there's been since then a couple other people in the subway. They've been shoved into the subway train. You know, there was the judge yesterday that shot himself down in Georgia. And then overnight there was a car in New Orleans that drove into a crowd of people, you know, killing several people. Just the evilness in this world is growing. And if there is nothing else but just that, you better be getting ready, because that's a huge sign that things are coming to an end. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.